So with that, I'd like to invite the next panel up to the stage. Richard Eskow is actually the moderator, and I see the other panelists in the front row. I want to give a shout out to Derek Watkins, otherwise known as Farnsworth Bentley. Please stand, Derek. Give a wave to the crowd. He served as a very able and competent and engaging MC of our event last night, honoring our honorees, and so we'd really like to thank him for that. Will the other panelists please come to the stage as well? And with that, RJ, I could do this off of the top of my head because he has invited me to his radio show so many times that I should actually have his bio engraved in my brain. Richard R.J. Eskow is a writer, policy analyst, and consultant with experience in health financing, social insurance, and related fields. He has worked on large-scale reform projects in these areas internationally with the United States Agency for International Development, the World Bank, and other agencies. Other areas of experience include finance, underwriting, data analysis, strategy, and information technology. Richard is currently Senior Fellow with the Campaign for America's Future, where he primarily comments on economic and financial issues. He's also the host and managing editor of The 0 Hour, a weekly 3-hour radio program which covers a wide variety of political, social, technological, and cultural issues. Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Boy, man, I'm telling you, that's a tough act to follow. So I got a tough job and I've got an easy job. The tough job is following that speech. The easy job is in comparison with these folks here who are going to have to do the heavy lifting. I'm just the moderator. So let's bear that in mind. The topic is pension peril for the people, how retirement insecurity affects racial wealth disparities. They'll give you the content presentations. I'll give you a sneak preview. It doesn't affect it well. And one of the reasons why it doesn't affect it well is because we have a government and a society that thinks it's fine to bail out Wall Street and not do much for Main Street. They think it's fine to help lower Manhattan and not help inner city Detroit. They think it's fine to help Citigroup and let city workers go to hell. So until that changes, we're going to have a problem on our hands with the retirement security and the wealth security of minorities, people of color, people of lower incomes, working people throughout this country. And that's the topic of the panel today. So basically we're here, as I think every panel is here, to address to look at the panel, the issue 3 ways. What is the problem? What are the underlying causes creating the problem? And what are the specific real concrete policy steps we can take to address it? So we will be doing that in the course of the discussion here. After everyone has had a chance to speak, you will be given an opportunity to write some questions down on pieces of paper and send them up. If you don't have questions for this group, I guarantee you I do. So we'll cover it, but we're very interested in what you have to say. I guess I would only add to that, as Maya mentioned, I have a radio show, and one thing you learn in radio is that when it comes time for what we call a hard break, you better stop talking. And otherwise, you're just going to be talking to dead air, and your words are going to end in mid-sentence. So with that rigorous training in mind, I've been told to be very tough on you guys, okay? So we're going to be very strict about the time limits here, and I may turn out to be the bad guy in that. I will certainly try not to be. And let me, without further ado, introduce this terrific group of people here. You already heard my wow, I was listening to Maya give my introduction thinking, wow, it sounds so boring what I did for a living. So you already heard that. So let's get our group here. Leticia Miranda is Senior Policy Advisor on the issues of economic security with National Council of La Raza. It's great to finally meet you in person. You guys do great work there. As you probably know, the largest Hispanic civil rights and advocacy organization in the United States, providing La Raza's perspective on employment, energy, retirement, and poverty policy at the federal level. And Leticia focuses on retirement policy issues, including Social Security and private retirement. Next to her is Nancy Altman, who is co-director of Social Security Works. Nancy and I work together a lot. It's always a great pleasure to see her. She has a 35-year background in Social Security and private pensions. She knows her stuff. She's co-director of Social Security Works. She's also written a terrific book called The Battle for Social Security, From FDR's Vision to Bush's Gamble. And she's chairman of the board of directors of the Pension Rights Center and on the board of directors of the National Academy of Social Insurance. Excuse me. Next to her, Kilolo Kijakazi is program officer for the Ford Foundation. Her work focuses on building economic security for working families, and her grant making promotes public support for the creation of universal progressive savings accounts from birth through retirement and Social Security reform that improves benefits for low-wage workers. That's great work, and we're glad you're at it. And lastly, but certainly not least, Damon Silvers is Director of Policy and Special Counsel for the AFL-CIO, which he joined as Associate General Counsel in 1997, serves on a pro bono basis as Special Assistant Attorney General for New York State. Also a member of the Investor Advisory Committee of the Security and Exchange Commission, million other things. Super qualified, really great perspective. I would also say, like everyone on this panel, a deep and profound humanistic, moral perspective as well, which I think is something that this panel has enormous strengths on. And I think that, just to close, building on the representative's comments, if we don't approach this as human beings, we won't come to the right solutions. So with that, let me turn the discussion over to each of our panelists, who will be given 10 minutes to make their remarks, and then we'll... Or perhaps not. Do we have... All right. Well, as I was just saying, Representative Gwen Moore is known to all of us. We respect her and love the work she does. And because she is a member of the House Committee on Financial Services, even Wall Street respects her. So without further ado, you think so?
I'm scared about what that might mean.
All right. Without further ado, Representative Moore.